Today, we will share an intriguing confession story. Join us as our main character guides you through her narrative, revealing a heartfelt confession. Greetings, my name is Aurora. I am 47 years old. I want to share with you my life story. You may be shocked when you hear it, but I have experienced all of this and I do not regret it at all. I have reasons not to regret it, and if you listen further, you will understand me. I had a few marriages and I had children from each marriage. I am married now and I am very happy with my husband and my life. I have a child that I am sure is not from my husband. I had an affair with my stepson. I think the child is his. Now when you listen to this you will want to curse me, but I disagree. Please listen to the end and understand what I am going through. It is always easier to blame women while men's sins are disregarded by the society. I am happy with what I did with my stepson. I will tell you my life story from the very start and I'm sure you will understand me. But please listen to the end and see how much I valued men in my life. I was always abandoned by men and this hurt my psychology. I have been free-spirited since childhood. I would wear revealing clothes since young age. This would attract other people's attention. I liked receiving attention. I don't know why, but that's how I was. Maybe it's because I grew up without a father. My mother raised me alone. She didn't pay much attention to me because she worked every day. I started drinking alcohol at a young age, and some days I would bring men home and have sex with them. I wish I could go back to those days when I had my first love. I cherish those moments. I was free and I was very beautiful. I was particularly interested in young and handsome boys. At the age of 24, I used to hang out with 18-year-old guys. I've always been like that. At the age of 25, I got married for the first time. I wasn't ready, but at that moment I wanted to marry him and I thought I would be happy if I got married. But it was not as I had expected. My husband was 2 years younger than me and we had difference of opinion. We thought that maybe having a child would save our marriage, but the child did not make us happier and disagreements started growing between us. My husband was very jealous and I couldn't wear revealing clothes that I wore before marriage anymore. I was very social, but my husband would go crazy when he saw me talking to other men. After a while, we decided to divorce and our marriage that lasted for 2 years ended. At the age of 29, I decided to get married for the second time. This time my husband was the same age as me. We loved each other very much. I thought I would be happy with him, but our marriage lasted for 5 years. I had a daughter with him. My child from my previous marriage would sometimes stay with me for 2 months and my husband would take care of him like his own child. I thought I would be happy now and my marriage would last forever, but I was wrong. After 4 years of our marriage, my husband cheated on me. I went furious. I couldn't understand why he would do this to a beautiful woman like myself. My husband was a womanizer and he had been cheating on me since the beginning of our marriage. He had been with different women and managed to hide it all from me. At the end, I caught him cheating. He tried so hard and finally he convinced me to forgive him. I told him that if he did it again, our marriage would be over. He shifted the blame on his lover and was trying to prove that he was innocent. I didn't like it, but I forgave him. 6 months later, he cheated on me again. I found out he was talking to another woman on the phone. He had registered her name as my love in his phone. This time I wanted a divorce, but I gave it up for my daughter. I didn't know what to do. I didn't stay at my husband's house anymore. After a while, we made up with my husband again. If he betrayed me again, I would divorce him and I would continue my life alone. I would never look him in the eye anymore if that happened. But as time passed, my husband's behavior improved, he started treating me better and I started to love him again. I believed he would never cheat again, but I was wrong. This time, I got a divorce. He cheated on me in the presence of our daughter. Once I went to my girlfriend's place and told my husband that I would return in the evening. After I left, he invited home another woman and had sex with her in our bed. I returned home earlier than expected because my friend had a business to attend. When I returned, the door to the house was open and there were women's shoes inside. I went in quietly and there she was in my bedroom, sleeping with my husband. They were both naked. Seeing me, she immediately got dressed and left. I slapped my husband in the face. I packed my things right away and left. He was trying to convince me, but in vain. It was over this time. He had done this to me for the third time now. I divorced him and was alone with my daughter. I couldn't believe that 5 years of my life were spent with this man. I was getting old and I hadn't had a normal marriage. Years passed and I married for the last time and I married a very decent person. I truly loved him. He was a truck driver and sometimes he would be away for a month. I would stay alone and needed someone to spend time with. My husband was married before and got a divorce because his ex-wife cheated on him. They had a son. He was staying with us and he was like a brother to my daughter. He loved her very much. We were happy together. But there was a problem. Me and my stepson ended up having an affair. As I already mentioned, I have weakness for younger men. My stepson is 20 years old and I spend every day with him. Back then I was doing sports to lose some weight. I would go out jogging with my stepson every morning. Once he helped me put on an oil that my doctor had prescribed for my skin. I asked my stepson to help me with that and that day our affair started. I cheated on my husband with his son. My husband would come home late and I needed someone to satisfy my sexual needs with. After a while, I got pregnant. In order not to make my husband suspicious, I slept with him to convince him that the child was his. My affair with my stepson continues to this date. No one suspects it and I don't want anyone to ever find out about our affair. I don't know what to do next. Maybe our affair will end someday, but I don't want it to happen.